No, today we're going to be talking about oh gosh, why am I
non-ASMR
blanking?
things.
Yeah, non-ASMR things. Passion of the Christ, obviously. But
We're talking
no.
about, yes, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, so anyways, we are let me preface this. I have a trivia question, William.
Ooh.
Sorry, we're disorganized today. The ASMR threw me off.
And Passion of the Christ.
Yes. So this is like a DC trivia question, which we're not talking about DC today, but it's just like a random one.
Okay.
You know. So basically, do you know the name of Solomon Grundy? Or the alleged name of Solomon Grundy?
Isn't it Cyrus Gold?
I feel like we already might have done that trivia question.
Maybe. I don't know. But
How did you know that so quick? Holy crap.
Solomon Grundy, man. I actually really like Solomon Grundy as a
I totally
character.
agree. Very cool character.
He's like a take on the Hulk, kind of.
And a zombie at the same time. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And he's a fire song.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
I feel like my trivia question's not good enough anymore.
Yeah. You see, I'm too smart, you know?
Yep.
That's what it is. I'm too powerful.
That's it. See, last week you were kind of lagging a little bit, so you're making it up for this week by not even, like, hesitating on the trivia question.
Yep.
Okay,
Cyrus
well,
Gold.
anyways. Yes, that is the correct answer.
That's a pretty cool name.
It is a cool name. When was Solomon Grundy born?
You mean the day?
Yeah.
Grundy. Born on a Monday.
Yeah.
Christened on a Tuesday.
That was just a dumb thing I added.
Yeah.
Apparently, William's a Solomon Grundy expert. I had no clue about this, but
yeah, I'm
now we do.
Secretly a Solomon Grundy Stan. Sorry, not Stan.
Well, if you wanted to guess the trivia question, too bad. We weren't giving you the opportunity this week. But anyways, this week we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things to do, rewrite the movies.
Yep.
I'm going to let William kind of explain what we're doing because I feel like I'm just fumbling out words at the moment. I need a minute to recollect.
Okay. You take this minute while I explain what we're doing. So guys, if you've seen some of our previous videos, we have this little thing that we do every once in a while where we pick a movie or a movie series and we rewrite the trash parts and replace it with our better parts. What we mean by this is me and Lincoln are the best writers in Hollywood. We know how to make movies good. So basically, we're going to be rewriting.
Way better than me.
basically, we're going to be rewriting the parts of Black Widow, the movie, that we don't like. Now,
yeah, because I know Black Widow wasn't that well received. It was kind of like, okay, what is this, you know?
Yeah. Lincoln had seen this movie pretty close to when it came out, right?
Yes, I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, so he's extra like that.
Wait. I either saw it on Disney Plus or in theaters. I can't remember.
Probably theaters, because you'd have to pay like $20 or $30 to watch it on Disney Plus. But yeah.
Yeah.
So while he did that, I waited all this time and watched it this morning. So pretty fresh in my mind.
Yes, so you can catch me up on some of the plot points I'm lagging on.
Yeah. One thing that was interesting is if you saw episode 5 of Hawkeye, you see Yelena in it, and she's doing stuff that involves what she was doing in the Black Widow movie. But I hadn't seen the Black Widow movie yet, so that was kind of interesting. That I
Yes. You're
met
probably pretty
Yelena.
confused, weren't you?
I was confused as to what they were doing, but like I understood kind of pretty quickly because it was pretty self-evident with the gases and stuff. But
Yeah.
plus all the trailers uh made it easy to identify Yelena, pretty sure. So,
This is true. Well, the
yeah,
next thing we're going to be talking about is I don't know the name of the Harry Potter movie.
Fantastic Beasts.
No, but I don't know what the next part is.
I don't know. It is like one book stretched out into 5 or 6 movies, right? Or is it
I'm
2
not
books?
sure.
All I know is
I
that there's not enough source material. Let's see. Fantastic
I didn't
Beasts
think it was
3.
a book. Uh,
The
Maybe it
Secrets of
is.
Dumbledore.
Secrets of Dumbledore. Maybe it is. I don't know if it's a book or not.
I'm pretty sure they did there's like one book, and they're like making these 7 movies off of it.
Because I bought the Fantastic Beast book and Where to Find Them, like the actual guide.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, like how they have like the textbooks within the class. Well, I bought the book that was like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It was going
Oh
through all the
yeah, it's like
creatures within Harry Potter.
yeah. It's not even like a book. It's like a book in the lore of Harry Potter.
So I don't know if there was like a book, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're going to be reviewing that trailer, giving our thoughts and opinions on it. And then finally, we're going to be talking about something Star Wars because I was like, I miss talking about Star Wars. And William felt the same. So I think we're going to be talking about who we think are some of the most powerful Jedi within the Order at the time of the Republic.
Mhm. There's not very much going on with Star Wars yet. The end of this month, the Boba Fett TV show comes out, and that's when all the Star Wars stuff is going to start coming out more. They're kind of taking a little breather since the Obi-Wan teaser trailer.
Yes.
All right, let's begin rewriting Black Widow. So,
So I know you were kind of like, you liked the movie a little bit, but I wasn't a huge fan of the plot.
so to give a short review of it, I guess, before we go into actually rewriting it, I thought the movie was good. I didn't think it was bad. I think they had bad parts, mostly involving the villains and like their part in the plot. I enjoyed the parts involving Scarlett Johansson and the rest of the cast for her adopted family. I guess is what I'll call them, her cover family. I
Yes.
thought it did good for fleshing out her backstory.
I would agree.
Just the villains and kind of the Black Widows in general are trash. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I had to take for a break for a minute. So I agree with you, William. It was like a good movie. It just had really bad villains. Like, or the villain wasn't very strong, or villains.
yeah.
So it was a good movie. It just lacked from like a really big like plot. Like the plot was just all over the place.
I mean, these characters weren't even built up, you know? If
Yeah,
they
I
had,
really liked
yeah,
Yelena and then Red Guardian. Red Guardian was amazing,
yep.
but
That actor is
uh,
just really good.
yeah, he really is, and he really stole the show in my opinion.
Red Guardian didn't really do much, but the scenes he was in were pretty good.
I totally agree.
But
Um,
like, really, if they had maybe mentioned what was his name? The villain's name, Dostrovsky or something like that. Starts with a D, ends with a ski. But if they had mentioned that guy and maybe Avengers or some other thing, maybe you would have more of an impact still being alive. But like Black Widow, um, the only thing the movie really made reference to that was already built upon was her relationship with Clint Barton, because they mentioned him and they how he helped her break free. So we got to see that. But
yeah, which is being touched on now.
yeah.
So starting with the constraints of the movie. I don't know
Okay.
how you want to rewrite it, but this is just a general constraint. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's between Civil War and Infinity War.
It is.
So Black Widow is on the run from the government because she kind of like
See, that's my
lets.
thing. Why is she actually on the run? I'm confused. She was on Iron Man's side. Is it because she let them go?
I think so.
But that's such a dumb reason.
It is because T'Challa didn't do anything either. He was kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but he's like a royal guy. So you can't
Yeah.
do that. But they said in the beginning of the movie, because Thunderbolt Ross is after her, which I like that, him being involved. It makes him more part of the universe, which hopefully brings Red Hulk to fruition.
Hopefully.
But her being hunted down really doesn't make any sense to me, because I don't know what she did that was wrong.
I don't know either.
Because she was fighting on Iron Man's side, but she just let that. Well, she attack. She attacked Black Panther to stop him, so that they could escape. Right.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So they did mention to me in the movie that she's against the Sokovia Accords and she attacked the Wakandan prince. So maybe they're after her because she attacked T'Challa.
That's what I'm thinking.
Which I would hope that they would clarify that better in our rewrite. It's explained what exactly she did. So I guess it's like, instead of them just saying she's against the Sokovia Accords and she attacked the prince, maybe it's like she's sided with Captain America and them. Because they mentioned that they have Barton, uh, Scott, and someone else in house arrest already.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make sense why they're hunting them down. But maybe if we have it better explained that she's more on their side and what she did wrong. I don't know how you'd want to go about doing that though.
I have an idea. So hear me out. The movie starts out the same, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason Thunderbolt Ross is hunting down Black Widow is because she's a deadly assassin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says it's too dangerous for you to be out there. We need to keep an eye on you. Or whatever. You turned away from the Sokovia Accords and attacked.
I think you could keep the fact that she attacked T'Challa in it though.
Yeah, you sided with Captain America and attacked. Towards the end, you changed your loyalty and attacked the King of Wakanda. How are we supposed to know what you're gonna do next?
I like them.
And she's basically like, well, I don't know, or whatever.
I mean, there's no one
I don't know.
to back her
She
up.
does the thing where they think she's in the bathroom, she's on a ship or whatever.
Yeah, Norway.
Yes. And it's good with the safe house thing. The safe house thing can still remain, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the scenes from the beginning that involve her family are pretty good. They don't need to be changed. Like I wouldn't change um the scene of their getaway from Ohio. That would stay the same. You know, like when Red Garden was using a sniper rifle and was on
Yes.
the side of a plane. I don't know statistically how that's possible, but it looks cool. So should probably keep that.
Yeah. Yeah, we can keep that too. I was thinking like something else. I was skipping ahead in the movie. Um, so
I mean, maybe we should talk about how we're changing the villains.
I will in a second.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it should all remain the same. And then when they get to the bridge, Taskmaster is there. As normal, we get that fight. She almost dies. But instead of Taskmaster hunting down the serum, Taskmaster is hired by General Ross hunting down Black Widow.
If we're taking on Taskmaster from like how he usually is, that would probably work out because he's a bounty hunter and does stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I like that. And I mean, I think Taskmaster should like actually speak because
Yeah, I totally
this
agree with that.
Taskmaster did not speak once in
And
this movie.
Taskmaster should be a guy. I'm
Should
putting
be
that
a
out
guy.
there. I know, like, some people are like, it doesn't matter, but it does matter.
Maybe it's like this, right? Taskmaster wants to, so he's hunting her down under a bounty by Ross, but then he also has
Yes.
a side hustle. By side hustle, I mean he has like a ulterior motives besides hunting her down. He wants to restart his own Black Widow operation. So that one guy is dead. Let's say he's actually dead. His daughter actually died too. They're both gone.
Yes.
Taskmaster is using the same brainwashing chemicals, and he wants to prevent any antidotes from getting out, along with receiving payment from Ross for hunting down Black Widow.
That's interesting. So basically, he's going to use the serum on Black Widow to restart the Widow program.
Or maybe he's already doing it, like starting to restart it, and he has agents that are under his control, but he doesn't want the antidote to get out.
Hmm. That doesn't seem like Taskmaster, though.
True. But I think it's better to have him as the villain instead of having him as like just as a grunt, I guess, or like a what's it
What
called?
I was thinking more of along the lines of, I like your idea, but I'm just going to propose this as well.
Okay.
Having more assassins come up, so she has to go back to her family.
Having what assassins coming up?
More assassins come, like Bullseye, Elektra, possibly,
I see.
like a
So
clone
like
of Crossbones or something, like just stuff, crazy stuff. The Winter Soldier wouldn't be.
like Ross put out Ross basically did what Darth Vader did, and he's
Yes.
like Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88. You guys go hunt down Luke, but it's Black Widow, and you have people like I think Taskmaster still is there. But I don't know if you want to do Bullseye, though.
I feel like it would be like a quick scene of Bullseye in there, not like anything crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Like Bullseye would show up for a fight scene. That's all I'm saying.
And then Taskmaster fights him so that he can get the money all for himself.
Something like that. And then I would love to see Elektra.
See, I don't know if they do Elektra, if it would be from the TV show, like the Daredevil TV show, because she's in there. But oh, you know what would be crazy, actually.
What?
So what we could do is, so the assassins are sent after her. You have Taskmaster, maybe Bullseye, the Punisher from
The
the
Punisher. See, I was
Daredevil
thinking the Punisher
TV
too,
show.
but the Punisher, morally, I don't think he would agree with that because he is a vigilante, right?
True.
That's my problem. Is like
Okay,
the morals
that's fair.
behind the
Well,
characters as well.
he might think that Black Widow's bad though, right?
Oh yes, that's a good point.
Because there's a similar instance that happens in the old Spider-Man animated TV show from like the 90s, where the Punisher is hunting down Spider-Man because, well, he's been paid to, but also the propaganda against him by the Daily Bugle makes him think he's a villain. So the Punisher probably would think that Black Widow is bad right now, and he needs to take her out. So that's how the Punisher could be involved.
My
And
problem with
then,
Punisher though is as soon as you have the Punisher, everyone's gonna die. Like,
well, let's say, I mean, he like turns good in the movie.
yeah, but even when he's fighting against other villains,
True. So you're saying he's too strong to be in the movie?
I'm not saying he's too strong because I think Master could take him out, but I think he's too dark,
Too rated R?
too rated R. Yeah,
I mean,
because we'd have to kill a character.
well, you're putting Bullseye in though.
True. True.
And he kills people. I mean, Black Widow and her family kill people in the movie. They're assassins. Like, that's whole part of it. They kill people.
I just feel like the Punisher is another level, though.
So, like, he's too much.
Do you not think that?
Well, I think he definitely is a problem. Like, he's a problem. Like, when he shows up, you have to, like, hope you don't get in his way. I don't know, though. I think it would be a shame not to have him in the...
This is true. This is true.
Because if you're
Okay,
having...
we'll do this then.
Yeah?
We'll have Punisher in it, but he's not gonna. It's gonna be like a quick thing. Like it's not gonna be like the center of the plot.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. I think it'd be like you have these other assassins like Bullseye and Elektra and Punisher show up, but the main assassin that's after her is Taskmaster, right?
Yes, because my vision for the last scene is Yelena and Black Widow fighting Taskmaster.
And what's Red Guardian doing?
He's fighting someone else, or he's like somewhere else.
He's fighting the Punisher.
He could be, actually. That would not be bad.
But then also, we're forgetting one more assassin. That's perfect.
What is this?
Deadpool. Introducing mutants.
That's too ambitious for this, though.
True.
Because we could have Wolverine as well. We could have... I think his son Dakin is a assassin.
He is. Okay, fine. Deadpool's too ambitious. I'll give you that.
Wolverine
but Punisher...
William just was like...
Let's make this...
I convinced Lincoln on the Punisher. Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay.
So Deadpool's a whole nother level after the Punisher. Okay.
He is. Okay, fair. You can't introduce him because he would just be too powerful. Okay. Punisher, Elektra, Bullseye, Taskmaster. Maybe you have it like this. You have Punisher face off against Red Guardian. You have Yelena and Natasha fight Taskmaster. Melina, their mother person, maybe helps Red Guardian. What did you say?
Fights Elektra.
But my thing was this: maybe Elektra also turns good and fights Bullseye.
Oh, good point. Good point.
So I don't know where Melina would fit in. Maybe the Punisher isn't even after Romanov. He's after Red Guardian.
Oh.
Like he gets let's say this.
Interesting. This is like such a complicated plot.
Okay. Listen to this. So the assassins that are after Black Widow are Elektra, Bullseye, and Taskmaster, right? Once Yelena and Black Widow save Red Guardian from prison, the Punisher gets sent a contract to hunt down Red Guardian because he escaped prison.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. This sounds good. So, if you guys are listening, bear with us. Like, this takes time.
This is usually how it happens.
Yeah, this is how it usually goes, but it's a lot of thinking, and like, it gets there eventually.
It gets there. It's usually pretty good at the end. Once it finally gets there.
Basically, let's start from the beginning. We have the opening with Natasha and Yelena. And instead of them getting taken to the Red Room, they say mission complete. Actually, no, they can still be taken to the Red Room. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mission complete, and then that happens. Red Guardian operates as Red Guardian for a little bit.
And he still goes to prison.
Yes, he goes to prison because whatever reason, we could say...
Well, originally he went to prison because the guy who ran the Black Widow thing just wanted him to be in prison.
Yeah, that would be good too. That would work perfectly. Goes to prison. Then we get to the General Ross thing. And we established that he's hunting her down because of what happened in Civil War, which is the reason she's too dangerous. She's an international assassin that has killed like thousands of people. And she attacked a Wakandan king. The Wakandan king.
Yeah.
And so from there, we get to Taskmaster hunting down Black Widow, which I think it should be Taskmaster to start out with because Taskmaster is just He's the big bad.
So are we just gonna scrap the whole chemicals part of it?
I think if you want to do that, we can, but I feel like that's not a Taskmaster thing. It could be, of course, but like I feel like that's too complicated, especially when we're adding Punisher, Bullseye, Elektra.
Maybe we could do the thing where it's like to keep that part of it, so it stays with the theme for Hawkeye, where like Yelena was freeing people. Maybe you do it like this. Yelena,
That's a good point.
is still under the chemical stuff, right? She gets freed the same way by a person who created the antidote, I guess. And she's like, okay, I need to do this to free the operatives that are still around. So let's say there's not more operatives being made, but there's still a bunch of them who are chemically controlled, right?
Oh, so it's like a side thing. So that's like her mission. Since the Red
That's
Room
like
has
her thing.
fallen, she's hunting down the assassins.
So instead of her sending it to Natasha, or maybe she sends a message to Natasha to say, hey, I need your help for this. Right? Instead of sending the chemicals. So that Natasha has a reason to go to Budapest to meet up with Elena. So
yeah, and Natasha's like, well, I need your help with something while we're at it.
Yeah, because she's getting hunted down by Taskmaster and other hunters, bounty hunters.
And Yelena explains to Natasha, oh, there's not many more of the widows left, but they're controlled
the Red
by...
Room was destroyed, but there's still hundreds of Black Widows out there.
Yeah, or just like in hiding in secret or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is when we get the cool fight scene between Elektra, Bullseye, and Yelena and Natasha.
That'd be fire. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and Budapest.
But I would say though, you haven't seen Daredevil, but
I have not.
Both of those characters are in Daredevil.
Okay.
Elektra is missing after the second season of Daredevil. So she's missing. So maybe, well, she's missing, but she's actually just doing assassination work. And that's what she's doing. She's bounty hunting. So I would maybe explain it, where she's like, oh, she escaped this thing. There's an incident where they don't know if she's alive or dead. Let's just say, for Daredevil's sake, she's alive. She didn't die, but she is an assassin now. And for Bullseye's sake, Bullseye, you know how he has like, was it adamantium in his spine? Or is it vibranium? I can't remember. But at the end of season 3 of Daredevil, he gets his back broken. And then like the end credit scene, they have him getting that put into his spine. So after that, this is him after that becoming an assassin, and he's like an assassin. I'm just trying to fit Daredevil canonically with this.
That's perfect. That's what we need to do.
So, Elektra and Bullseye wouldn't even know each other, but they would both know Daredevil. But they wouldn't know each other. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like that could be a really cool fight scene where Elektra and Bullseye attack, and then one can fight one, and then one can fight the other, and they switch off. Like, it would just be really cool.
Well, I think what we could do is, you have the fight where it's like kind of like what you were saying, where like it's Natasha and Yelena versus Elektra and Bullseye in Budapest, but then also Elektra and Bullseye are fighting each other trying to get the target, right?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So like it's
Oh my
Yelena and
gosh.
Natasha versus Bullseye and Elektra, but Bullseye and Elektra are fighting Yelena and Natasha and each other.
Oh, that's really interesting. That would be really cool. Okay, sounds good. That's awesome. I'm just like, wow, that's amazing.
But how would we end the fight though? Just them getting away?
Um, we could do, because they need to get to their mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate point of them meeting, and then they're like, okay, well, I think dad would be able to help or whatever. How about that? And then, or dad and mom would be able to help. So, and also you advance the plot with your Lena a little bit more, and because Melina would have, well, this is the location of all the widows remaining, like all the people they were contracted to or whatever once this guy passed away.
Yeah.
So that would advance the plot for both of them. Natasha would be a little bit more safe, and then
Well, and then they go and do the prison scene where they save Red Guardian.
yeah, but before that, we need to end it with
Bullseye and Elektra, like their fight.
yeah,
We could probably have it as they were able to escape because they were able to get Elektra and Bullseye to fight each other long enough to where they could escape. Where it was like they're all fighting each other, but then they kind of goat the other two into fighting each other more so that they could escape.
yes. Or Taskmaster shows up, which I don't know if we want to do that. I think
that
we
might
want to
be
make it.
too much for Natasha and Yelena to deal with.
I agree.
Taskmaster,
I totally agree.
Bullseye, and Elektra.
And it would be too much on screen as well.
Yeah.
So they get away.
Maybe the I think Budapest is in Hungary. Maybe the Hungarian police start to show up, and so they have to like get away.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool. The conflict of Bullseye and Elektra.
Well, they both just go their separate way because the police are hunting them down. It's like the police. So like you said, Natasha and Yelena are hiding in the vent. They say the line mentioning Barton. They Elektra and Bullseye are separated because the police are hunting them down, so they're booking it because they don't want to get caught. And afterwards, Yelena and Natasha decide, hey, we need to get our dad out, right?
Yeah.
So then we have the whole scene where they free him. Basically, keep all the same scenes together with them, except replace the Red Room and the chemicals with the assassination. Well, you can keep the chemicals. Like,
we need to go find
maybe
mom to learn
what
about.
they need is they need Red Guardian. Well, originally they need Red Guardian so that they could find the Red Room. And he said, "Oh, your mother would know. I know where she is." Right? Maybe instead, for our version, we need to know where the they don't know where all the agents are. They need to find the information for that. They need to get to the Red Room to get that information. But the Red Room's debunked, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not operating, but they need to know where it was.
So then you
then
get the
he's
same
like,
plot with Red Guardian, and then she's like, "Oh, well, Melina would know."
yeah, Red Guardian's like, your mother would know. Kind of similar to how you did in the movie. And he's like, oh, she's at St. Petersburg. And so they fly to go meet her to find out where the Red Room is, so they can get so they can find out who's so they could find the location of all the undercover Black Widows. And then also just to kind of keep Natasha safe from the assassins, right?
Yes.
So, the interaction on the plane pretty much is the same, or the helicopter, I mean. They fly and meet Melina. They have all their emotional scenes intact. Melina still demonstrates what the control does on the pig and why you actually need to remove these chemicals from these agents, right?
Hello?
And yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was weird. My audio cut out.
Yeah. So what I was saying was, they go to meet Melina. She explains why the chemicals need to be used because, she used the pig as a demonstration, like she did in the movie. All their emotional scenes are intact still, and it's just kind of like, hey, where she's in danger, this and that. But instead of um, Melina contacting the Red Room, do we want to wait? Do we want them to get attacked at the house, or do we want them to just go to where the Red Room was and then get attacked there for the finale?
Go to where the Red Room was.
Okay. So instead of the Red Room flying, because it's inoperable in our version, it's like in the ground, underground probably, right?
Yeah.
So they go to where the Red Room was, but little did they know that also while they're having their whole family time, we get a scene with Thunderbolt Ross contacting the Punisher.
Oh,
Sorry, no, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. The Russian government contacting the Punisher, or the Punisher is just on his computer looking for targets. He gets notified that the Red Guardian has escaped. That's probably better. Then Thunderbolt Ross contracting the Punisher to go after Red Guardian.
No, that sounds good.
With him getting notified because he's looking at contracts.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, someone calls the Punisher and the Punisher gets involved, whether it's Ross or whomever, which we can make it Ross.
Okay.
And we can say, oh, we can make him say, well, also at the same time, I don't think it would. Well, it could be Ross. I feel
Well,
like
I don't
Ross
think it
wouldn't.
would be Ross. I think it's
Yeah.
just him looking for contracts. Then he gets notified that the Red Guardian had escaped, that there's a big contract on him.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I get to take this guy out or whatever.
Yeah.
So, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Instead of anything happening, dang, this is a lot to introduce in a movie, though. You know,
Yeah.
we get the Punisher starting to snipe at the characters at the house
Yeah.
or something. They're like, "Oh, it's too late. They already found us."
Well, I was thinking the Punisher, uh I feel like all excuse me, all the assassins track the family to the Red Room. And once they're at the Red Room, you have the Punisher, uh after they get the information from the computer of all the Black Widows, the Punisher sets off explosives to split the Red Guardian from everyone else. So that, because the Punisher uses explosives like rocket launchers.
Yeah, the problem is, I think Red Guardian could take the Punisher. That's the problem.
I don't know.
You think it'd be close?
I think, well, the Red Guardian is super soldier, but the Punisher evened it out with his combat, his combat IQ and his
And also,
weaponry.
he has him in the place he wants.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
And so the Punisher and the Red Guardian fight. And while they're fighting, Taskmaster, well, no, not Taskmaster, probably Elektra pops in. And then Melina is like, oh, I'll take her. And then Bullseye is so upset from Elektra stopping him from getting his contract. He just decides to try to fight Elektra.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm tired of you getting in my ways, or whatever.
And then
I
he
don't care
decides
about
he
the
wants to
bounty
kill her.
anymore. Yeah, and tries to take her. That'd be good. But
So then
we'd have to get Melina out of the equation. Melina would be out of the equation looking for Red Guardian, probably.
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
okay.
And she'd be like, and she'd probably save him. So I say, this is
Okay,
going to
well,
sound really weird. This is going
yeah,
to be really weird, William. Hear me out.
okay.
Punisher comes along a weapon, and he's like, this was designed to slow down Captain America's, like, this was designed to turn Captain America into, like, a normal human for a little bit, and it's like a neurotoxin that attacks, like, the muscles.
Yeah.
Or something. So, like, it makes him, like, base human strength or whatever, and we just get a fight between
Or not
Punisher and Red Guard.
base human.
Well, yeah, it, like,
Base human
weakens.
would, like, weaken, yeah. Yeah,
It weakens him quite a bit. We'll just say that.
Well, what I think should happen is this, right? Punisher sets off an explosive or uses a rocket launcher or something to split up the group from Red Guardian. Red Guardian alone, he uses either the neurotoxin or a serum to make Red Guardian weaker so that he'd have a chance to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Or take him in. On the other side, you have Melina, Yelena, and Natasha. Melina is like, you guys go ahead and either get the information or leave with the information or whatever. Melina says, I'm gonna go get your father. So she leaves to go to try to get to Red Guardian. When Yelena and Natasha are on their way, like moving past, leaving behind their parents, Elektra pops in and tries to fight Yelena and Natasha. But then Bullseye shows up and jumps Elektra, and then Yelena and Natasha use the distraction to get away from them. So Bullseye's fighting Elektra. And then Master shows up, and you have Yelena and Natasha fight Taskmaster.
Well, I think it'd be a cool moment to see Taskmaster say, "Well, is this what you needed?" And like the information.
He has it.
Yeah, he has it and says, "I could sell this for a lot of money."
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I'll probably do that instead.
It'd just show like how
he's all about the money.
Well, not that. It would just show how awesome Taskmaster is. He's like,
well, he's really smart.
Yeah, not only am I going to get the reward for turning you in, I have this to get money from as well.
Yeah.
And so you would see that moment and you'd be like, "Oh crap, this guy is like for real, for real."
Yeah.
And basically you'd see the big fight between them. And it would be like in Civil War, it would like parallel the fight in Civil War, how Iron Man was fighting Bucky and Captain America, and like they just keep getting beat and whatever. Like it would just be a fight, like a really cool fight, and Taskmaster would adjust, and then it'd cut back to the Red Guardian Punisher fight, which we have a little bit of that beforehand, right?
Yeah.
And you just see like the Punisher like beating up the Red Guardian.
Just beating him. And
then he's about to kill he's about to kill Red Guardian. Molina comes in as like, "Please don't do that," or whatever. And
well, Molina is a Black Widow, so
yeah. Well, she's like, well, it would be in a situation where it's like he is like has a gun to his head, right?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Don't do that," or whatever. And he'd be like, "Why not? This guy has killed so many people. He deserves to die. He's a terrible person."
Yeah.
And
Molina brings up family.
Yeah, family, and also like, well, he was serving his time. Yeah. And also like the fact that he is trying to change and become a hero instead of like an assassin, because we can make it go from like an assassin that was helping Dreykov to like someone who was like trying to become a hero now.
Yeah.
And you get that, and the Punisher like walks away and says, "Fine."
Yeah, that'd be a good introduction for Punisher, to show that he beat the crap out of Red Guardian, then left.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But there would be like people like, "Oh, he's like Batman," or whatever. But
yeah, he's definitely not. But
that
would end that fight.
Cool, like the Punisher taunting Red Guardian the whole time, like during the fight, and
kind of like
the
what
Punisher just
Batman
walks
did
away
to Superman in that one movie, the cartoon one. I don't know if you've seen it, where he's like, "I'm the one man that could beat you. I didn't have to go easy on you." You know that?
Oh, yes, the Dark Knight movie.
Yeah, the animated one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, kind of like that scene, honestly.
Where he's like, "What's it feel like to be just a regular person?"
But more like psychotic, like.
Yeah, well, yeah. The Punisher is
psychotic. These people, you were assassin, you deserve to die, and I'm here to punish
you. Had more power than you,
or something deserved. Like, yeah, something like really crazy.
Why does scum like you get powers like this just to kill?
Yeah, and
you
then
don't deserve
Punisher.
Another chance.
Yeah, Punisher walks away, and they hear that like over the comms they hear that Yelena and Black Widow are just like getting like beat. Like it's kind of a close fight, but like Taskmaster is like kicking their butts.
Well, how do we want to resolve Bullseye and Elektra's fight? How do we?
That's true. We need to resolve it somehow. Or we can just... I feel like it doesn't have to be resolved, honestly.
Well, I feel like we don't really even need to see it. It's that people would be disappointed not seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have
I don't know how that would resolve.
Maybe you have the Taskmaster fight with Yelena and Natasha going the way you explained. Red Guardian and Melina, remember what's her name? Whatever that name is. The mother go to help their children. So it's those four versus Taskmaster.
No, I have a different idea. But
what was your idea?
The Punisher shoots the sword out of Taskmaster's hand.
Would he do that, though?
I don't know. Just to like help out Red Guardian stuff.
Maybe.
But I don't know, because he is kind of a character that's like, well, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. So like he'd probably be out of there, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is like I feel like Taskmaster needs to get beat and probably killed actually in this movie.
Killed?
Probably killed.
I don't think he needs to get killed. Because there's still Taskmaster out there, right?
True. Okay. Maybe. Well, they just like they beat him up. All four of them jump him, right? And he's fighting, and he's losing. So then he just kind of is like does some crazy thing to like escape, maybe. And
what
then
if he just does a smoke bomb as like, I'll be back?
Would he say, I'll be back? Or would he say like, oh, this contract isn't worth it? And then he rescinds the assassination contract.
What if he just says, he'll say something like, I'll be back without the contract next time, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something like really cool, and then you like
Black Widow does though. So
yeah, which would kind of be like, but Yelena is still there, you know,
true.
and like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he's like, I'll be.
Yeah. He'll say, I'll be back without the contract this time, or maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he just says
something like,
or maybe he says, next time it'll be personal.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he leaves because he's outmatched. But then what you kind of see is in the background you have a probably a really injured Elektra just kind of being like, oh, this isn't worth it, and leaves.
I don't know if that's a fair statement to say it isn't worth it.
Well, more like it's too much hassle or something like that. Because like
what if she says like, you all got me beat?
Well, because I want it to be like Elektra and Bullseye had their fight. We'd have to have Elektra win. Yeah, Elektra wins. And then she's like so injured that it's just too much for her to try to kill or take and capture Black Widow. So she just kind of leaves as well.
What about this instead? Because I don't want everybody just leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want it to be like so many loose ends.
Yeah, so Electra's like, I don't have much left, but I'm going to fulfill this bounty, and like tries to go after him, and they just like beat her easily, and like they kind of help her recover.
I don't
You
know
know what
if
I mean?
helping her recover.
I don't know. Like they kind of like Melina.
Oh, I know what to do.
Okay, you say.
So we have. So you know how the Thunderbolt Ross and his uh, soldiers come and take Natasha prisoner at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
What we could do is have them show up while Taskmaster is actually just got beat, and before he runs away, I guess.
Oh, and
And
he
he
says I
says,
was stalling or something.
yeah, something like that. And
Oh,
then
that would be really awesome. Yeah.
so then they show up. Um, Natasha says, "Okay, I'll come with you, but leave my family alone." Right. So then
Yeah. Or yeah.
Taskmaster gets paid. Natasha goes with them. Her family is let go. And then I don't know. And then Elektra and Bullseye, like the contract's over, so Elektra isn't interested. But Bullseye doesn't care about the contract anyways, so he's trying to kill her. So Elektra just leaves. Like,
Yeah.
she just leaves.
Yeah, you see an injured Electra, and then she's like, "Okay, I need to go."
Yeah. And
So
then
that'd
Taskmaster
actually be a
won
good.
though and got paid.
Yeah, that'd probably be cooler than it's become personal or whatever because he like actually won.
Yeah.
It would show just how superior of like a assassin he was because even against all odds, he still kind of won by stalling.
Mm-hmm. And
So
then
that would be freaking awesome.
yeah. And then it ends with like the in the movie after this, it does like a 2 weeks later thing where it shows her with her blonde hair, wearing her sister's vest, this and that. And then it's
Same
kind of
post
similar
credit
to that.
scenes.
Yeah, where she's like, okay, I'm gonna go break some people out of jail. What was the
Yeah,
whole deal
and
with that? They captured her and then just let her go?
I think she escaped.
Okay. So she escaped, and then 2 weeks later, she has blonde hair, her sister's vest on. She's gonna go break people out of jail.
Yeah, I definitely like the ending better where Taskmaster was just stalling.
Yeah.
And also because that resolves loose ends of like once General Ross shows up, the contract's over. And
Yeah.
also the Punisher walked away. Elektra can't do anything because she was fighting Bullseye and
And the
won.
contract's over.
Yeah, and the contract's over. So um yeah, that was a pretty good ending, I thought.
Yeah. It usually comes together for
It does
us.
come together pretty well usually.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually because I didn't know exactly what we were gonna do for this one because I was like, it's like an okay movie already, but like, how could we make it that much better? Like, is there a way to make it that much better? But I feel like we made it like a really good movie.
Yeah.
It might be overly ambitious to have that many characters, but also at the same time,
Well, if you get
it
rid of
does.
all the Black Widow subplot and you have just replace all that with like an assassination subplot, I think it works.
Yeah, and then it also flows because Yelena would have the information about where the other widows are,
Yeah.
and this actually might be one of my favorites. Like, I really like our Endgame one. I think.
I mean, our Endgame one was pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I think I like this one more than our Endgame one, possibly.
Well, I mean, we've done. Oh, really? Yeah, like this one or the Endgame one?
Yeah,
You like it more than our sequel trilogy?
Those were both so good. You know, I feel like they were both such good plots. But this one, I feel like establishes the universe a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like it more than Endgame and Star Wars, but like, I still think it's really cool. Yeah. Comment down below if you've seen all of them. I don't know if you guys like this. Like, of course, we enjoy doing this, but it might be like, oh, can they just come up with an idea already? Yeah, so we don't know how you guys like this. If you like it, leave a like down below. I mean, we're gonna obviously do more, talk about more, but like, if you like this like idea of video or in the style, comment down below why you like it and leave a like and consider subscribing, of course. Like, because William and I really enjoy this. We don't know if you guys enjoy this or not. So,
yeah.
Which I hope you do because it's really fun to do.
It is fun to do these.
Yeah, and comment down below what you would do with the movie. Do you think it's a good idea to add all these assassins within the universe, like, already?
I expect 5 paragraphs.
Yeah, just you need to upload an hour-long video talking about our video, and then we'll react to it.
Yeah. But
from everybody that watched that's what we expect.
Yeah, we want all the videos about this one video. But that's how our rewrite Black Widow has got.
Well, so we are moving on to
the Harry Potter thing.
Harry Potter. I'm just going to touch on this briefly. I know this is like a sore subject for a lot of people. So they recasted Johnny Depp.
They did.
Grindelwald as someone else.
I mean, they replaced him with a good actor, at least.
I know. I just feel like, me personally, this hurts, William. This really hurts.
I get
just
it.
Give me a second. So, I love Aquaman. You know this. Anybody who watches the channel for a long time knows this.
We got to rewrite
Aquaman is one of my favorite superhero movies. Forget DC or Marvel. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. Love the character of Aquaman. I don't know if I'm going to be watching Aquaman 2.
Yeah?
Because it doesn't feel right to watch Aquaman 2 and not watch, to be watching, wow, words.
There's a whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp
thing. The whole Amber Heard thing and the Johnny Depp thing, it just doesn't feel right.
To watch a movie that Johnny Depp got replaced in and not watch a movie that has Amber Heard
it's nothing against the movies. It's just, because I was really excited for Fantastic Beasts. I think we talked about this before.
We did in our Thanksgiving video.
Yes, we did talk about it recently, but I think more in depth a while ago.
Yeah.
I really like those movies. I love Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. Really excited to see Grindelwald and Dumbledore duel. Not the best plot, but still good movies. I like the creatures. I'm a big animal person, so like magical creatures are amazing. Anyways,
you get to see Hogwarts in the trailer.
That's true. I just don't think I can. It doesn't feel right for me to see it.
It's interesting though because they're also doing that 20th anniversary thing, where it's like they're bringing the cast back together for a thing.
Yes, they are.
Which I don't know if is it like just a celebration thing or is it like a movie thing?
I think it's just a celebration thing. You know how they did like the Friends reunion? I think it might be something like that.
Oh, I see.
Or, I don't know. I just it doesn't feel right to me. Like I I hate to like I'm not usually a person that doesn't watch a movie, right? Because of
outside stuff.
Outside stuff. Of course I haven't watched Captain Marvel. I just don't like how politicized that made the MCU, and I feel like that's a continuing trend. And this is just a movie I don't feel right watching.
Yeah.
Ezra
Miller looks like a young Severus Snape.
He does, but he's not. He's not.
Yeah. But like there's like a meme about them. Just his long black hair is like similar to Snape's.
Do I think the movie's going to be good? I don't know. The last one was eh. Do I think there's going to be a really cool duel between Grindelwald and Dumbledore? Probably. I just don't think I will be watching it.
Yeah.
That's basically what I wanted to say about that movie.
I understand where you're coming from on that.
It just feels like
I haven't seen the other two, so I'm not even going to see this third one. So
yeah, Johnny Depp felt like so good in the role.
Yeah,
and also it's Johnny Depp,
Yep.
It just feels wrong to watch it without him, and I understand like it's not their fault at all. At the time, it was probably a good decision to do that, right? Because people thought Johnny Depp was abusive, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it doesn't feel right for Warner Bros. To cast Amber Heard as Mira and Aquaman 2 at the same time. That Johnny Depp was like saying, I did not do these things. It was actually the other way around. So It doesn't feel right that they did that. So I am kind of not going to watch this movie because of that. I don't think Warner Brothers made a good decision there.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to a more positive thing. Sorry.
The strongest Jedi in the Jedi Order during the Republic era.
So strongest Jedi is very tough. Strongest Jedi ever, believe it or not, is probably Luke Skywalker.
Yes, but during the Republic era, he wasn't born.
Yes. So, yes, I was getting into that. But, as William says, he wasn't born during the Republic era. This one is super tough, William.
I think the correct answer is Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
But my answer is actually Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Because of his style. So he uses Form 2, which is, gosh, what is Form 2? Surisu, I think, is the name of Form 2.
And yeah, it's more of a defensive style. I think you're right on that.
Yeah, it's more of a defensive style. It's more based on blaster deflection and protecting than attacking. But one thing that it does is it allows the user to use the attacker's power, I guess, against them. Where, like, the reason why he was able to fight General Grievous so proficiently is because of that form, right? And because he's Obi-Wan. But his power, like, he was able to defeat General Grievous, defeat Anakin before he met like his peak, because he wasn't quite at his peak yet. But he was the stronger. Anakin is stronger than Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan used strategy and tactician to beat him, right? He had the high ground.
And also,
when you have the high ground,
very strong at that point because he was kind of dark side. Like it was weird. He didn't fully understand the dark side of the Force, which I don't feel like Darth Vader ever understood the dark side of the Force. He kind of was just naturally gifted,
stunted, because of Obi-Wan cutting him in half and stuff.
Very true.
I think so. Like, it is a meme where he's like, "I have the high ground, Anakin. Don't try it." But he, with his form, which is defensive, and with him having the actual high ground, it makes sense. And he used Anakin's arrogance against him, right? Which is something he's known for.
I've actually watched a video on why Obi-Wan said, "I have the high ground." Like, don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. It was because
to end the jump.
No, it was because he did the same thing to Darth Maul.
Well, like, Darth Maul had the high ground.
Yes, and he jumped. And it said basically Obi-Wan replayed that in his mind over and over again. What could have happened, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, when he was thinking about that, when Anakin was going to do that, he was in Obi-Wan's position, and Obi-Wan knew how to react because he thought about that before.
Yeah.
Plus, which I think is a really interesting theory.
Obi-Wan had to jump straight up. Anakin had to jump, like, in a diagonal direction.
Very true.
You know? That's the whole thing. But in any case, Obi-Wan used his mind to beat Anakin. Obi-Wan is well known for being a troll. Like, he will use the enemy's emotions and mind against them, right?
Yes, he's definitely a smart Jedi, right? There's a reason why he's called the Negotiator.
Yeah. And his ship is called the Negotiator as well.
Wait, I thought he was the Negotiator.
He is, but his ship is also called the Negotiator. It's his whole thing. But I think because of his situation, he's the hardest Jedi to fight, probably. But,
I'm actually gonna disagree with you.
You're gonna disagree with me? How could you?
Obi-Wan is very powerful.
Yes.
He's up there with Mace, right? Mace Windu is definitely in this conversation. So is Yoda.
As Anakin said, he's as strong as Mace Windu and as wise as Yoda.
But I think we're overlooking someone.
Are you talking about Qui-Gon?
Overlooking someone. I think we're overlooking the fact that this person had to be taken out in a ship because they were that powerful.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Plo Koon.
The only person who beat Yoda in a duel. I know. Okay? Let's hear it. Let's hear this.
So, you're talking about wisdom, right?
Yes.
And using people's emotions. Plo Koon was more so he understood. He was a physicist, right? So, Plo Koon understands the Force more so than any other Jedi before him, I will say.
Yes, Force judgment.
He has Force judgment. He can use lightsaber forms that are just insane. He's very proficient in lightsaber fight or dueling. He has this ability where he can change the environment on a planet drastically because he understands how the Force works so well because he's a physicist. And he beat Yoda in a duel.
You know, he's for sure really strong, but I think Obi-Wan would beat Plo Koon in a fight. I do think Plo Koon is very much strong. He's probably top 5 Jedi during the Republic era. On that 5, I would put Anakin, Yoda, Mace, Obi-Wan, and Plo Koon, right?
Yeah, but also, you know how you said Obi-Wan uses people's emotions against him, right?
Yes.
Plo Koon is very in tune with the Force, very in tune with his emotions, does not let anger take control of him. I think he'd beat Obi-Wan.
This is hard. This is hard because Plo Koon is my favorite character in Star Wars, right?
Yes.
He's one of my top ones.
Well, Obi-Wan is one of my top favorite characters. I guess Plo Koon is as well, but
I remember we did a whole list, and Plo Koon was probably either 1 or 2. But I mean, you make good points.
You make good points too, because comparatively, if it's against the Sith, I think Obi-Wan has the edge, right?
Yeah.
Generally, I think Plo Koon has the edge. Force abilities. I think he had. Obi-Wan. Gosh, that's difficult. Raw force ability, Metachlorian, Plo Koon has the advantage.
Okay.
More in tune with the Force. Obi-Wan understands the Force better. Plo Koon.
I mean,
it's hard.
I feel like, if you had sent Plo Koon to fight Anakin, Plo Koon would have died.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
I feel like it's not even just Sith, though. It's just kind of like, I think Plo Koon would just be the kryptonite for Obi-Wan. I don't think it's that
true.
Plo Koon is stronger. That it's kind of like how Obi-Wan isn't stronger than Anakin, but he beats Anakin in a fight. It would be like that with Plo Koon. But I don't think Plo Koon... Okay, well, Plo Koon beat Yoda in a duel. So, it's also another thing.
I think it would have been a good fight between...
It's hard to say. I can't even say.
Because you are making a good point. I do think Obi-Wan has advantages in other areas that Plo Koon does not, and Plo Koon has advantages in other areas that Obi-Wan does not.
I have a way to settle this.
Okay, what?
They're voiced by the same guy in Clone Wars, so they both win.
I have a better way.
Oh, what's your better way? Oh.
We need you guys to comment down below.
Oh.
Who is the best? Who is the most powerful Jedi within the Republic era?
Is it?
Maybe it's Plo Koon, maybe it's Obi-Wan, maybe you think it's Mace. There's an argument to be had for all of those characters, including Yoda. I think you could argue some other Jedi as well, like
Kit
Fisto could be argued. I was thinking the same exact thing.
Because he's strong too.
Yeah. Yadi Mundi could be argued.
Yadi Mundi. He could, but he not against 5 clones, apparently. But well, I mean, he was just okay for his.
Those were also commandos, like elite troopers.
Well, those are Galactic Marines.
Yeah,
like the toughest clone troopers. But my thing is this: Yadi Mundi was just surprised. Like he was actually shocked. Like he had no idea. Kind of like how Plo Koon just got shot out of the sky. He had no idea. They just did not expect this at all. Just shock.
Yeah.
I mean, if Cody's cannon had hit straight, Obi-Wan would be dead. If Yoda didn't feel it in the Force, he might have been dead. So I think using Order 66 as a baseline is actually flawed. But anyways.
Yeah, so there is an argument to be had here. I don't think there's one definitive answer. And I think we both bring up great people. Which is why it's weird to say, like, who's the most powerful Jedi of all time? Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Like, it's kind of funny that we're arguing about
Anakin.
Yeah, of course. But
not right.
It's also like,
Never
did Anakin ever reach the potential of whatever? Possibly. There's also an argument for that. Like,
he didn't. Yeah, I don't think he quite reached the peak. But yeah, there is an argument for both.
Like, there's an argument for a bunch of people.
Well,
it's just I think it's funny that like there's so many Jedi within the Republic, and it's like there's very few, and it's and the past the Empire, and Luke is the most powerful Jedi of all time.
yeah.
But it's just kind of funny to think about that.
Well, make your arguments.
So comment down below.
Section.
Huh?
Yeah. I was just saying, make your arguments down in the comment section.
Yeah, of course. We want to hear what you think. Maybe you think something different than us. If you stayed to watch the video this long, of course, maybe you're like, I cannot listen to them talking about Taskmaster or whatever.
You're just already gone.
Yeah, you're already gone. But so comment down below what did you think about the movie? Would you want to see that version of the movie? Did you think it was good? What do you think could be added? I guess you could comment 3 things. We'll skip that. And then comment who's the most powerful Jedi. And there is no right answer. I mean, I will judge you for some things.
Like you say, Shakti or Ahsoka, I will judge you hard.
Yeah, I really like Shakti, but she's not the most powerful. She's one of my favorites, actually.
I like her too.
If you say the youngling Anakin killed, then you might be right.
Master Skywalker,
or the one doing flips protecting.
Bail
you remember that kid? Yeah.
George Lucas's son.
Yeah, George Lucas's son. Those are all good answers.
Count Dooku was a pretty strong Jedi.
Strong answers. Like, what do you think? We just want to hear your opinions, because this is honestly a genuinely interesting argument to be had.
It is.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any like suggestions for videos, like tell us. We'd be happy to talk about some things. This should be uploaded after Christmas, right?
Yes.
So I hope you all have had a great Christmas. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.